for the people that don't know, can you tell us what aerial yoga is?
Yes, that's a great question. A lot of people do not know what aerial yoga is. So, the aerial part of aerial yoga means that we're using the aerial hammock, and an aerial hammock is shaped like the letter U, and you can lay into the hammock for shavasana, which would be just lying on the ground in corpse pose on a yoga mat. And then after shavasana, which is usually how we start new students in a new student class, there's an unlimited amount of different postures that you can do that might come from mat yoga or they might be unique to aerial yoga that we use the hammock as a prop. So we can still use the prop to lengthen in yoga, to strengthen in Pilates. It's all about where we're hung from the ceiling. And the farther away we go from the hammock, the more tension there is. And the closer we come to under the anchor point, the less there is.
And what is it about aerial yoga that you love so much?
I think it's feeling so beautiful when I do aerial because our studio happens to use pink hammocks, which I find to be very beautiful, very feminine and soft. And just the swinging element of it is very closely related to your inner child. We get people, we do not feed this to them, but after class, people constantly say they feel connected to their inner child. And when they're in the hammock, they talk about feeling like they're back in their mother's womb or they're being swaddled. And a lot of people start and stop yoga and Pilates classes all the time. They'll do a class or two at a studio and then for some reason they don't go the next day and they in their head they were going to go forever and then they just don't. They don't know why. And they're getting excited and getting that dopamine hit and then they're losing their motivation before the second or third class. But with aerial yoga, we get to use the prop, which keeps things just that much more fun and interesting and unique. And you get really, really pretty pictures that are very flattering also from using the hammock. So that gets people coming back because they're seeing the results of them looking and feeling so good.
What inspired you to share aerial yoga with other people and open up your own studio?
I just loved it. I mean, I remember I just walked past a studio one day when I was in college and I saw him hanging in the window and I just immediately signed up. And then I went to 3 classes a day from when I found out it existed until COVID. And then I did a teacher training, actually not even thinking about teaching. I was taking classes at Flight Room, and I'm still really close with the owners and all the teachers there and students. Living in Seattle, taking classes at Flight Room, I signed up for their teacher training just because I would sign up for anything they did. Literally anything. Retreats, teacher training, community events, every class. I was just so in love with their brand and the people that went there that I was just signed up for everything. So I did teacher training, and in my head, I wasn't like, I'm going to teach and share this with people, but I just wanted to do teacher training because it was fun. And then after teacher training, they do naturally give you opportunities to do community classes and practice and test out. And then at the end of my community classes, there was a need at a new location they had opened. So I grabbed some weekend classes. And I actually didn't think about opening a studio for a really long time. It wasn't something from the beginning at all. But every job I've ever had, I have had a little entrepreneurial idea. Like every time I've worked somewhere, I'm like, ooh, what if I have one of these? And by the time that hit me, I was just ready for it because I had just been older and had more resources. But I remember I was just leaning up against the wall after teaching and I was counting the hammocks and how much it cost per class. And I'd overheard what the rent was. And I was like, this could work. And fast forward to now, there's like so many expenses I didn't know about it. The math does not shake out anywhere near how I thought I would. Oh my goodness. But I'm grateful that I had it in me to find that out and figure out how to make it work. And it's been really fun to fall in love with aerial yoga and just want the studio to exist. I wanted this studio to exist because I just had it's been in my head and my heart. I've never even had to like name it like open aerial, just like I don't even remember coming up with the name. It's just like always been in me. And it was fun to decide I was going to open it. I was going to open it in my favorite place in the world, Orange County. And then thank God I found out I was actually good at running the business part of it because that's not true for a lot of small
There
business
we go.
owners, but especially yoga studios, business or masters of business administration don't usually open yoga studios. Yoga teachers open yoga studios and they usually don't find out how tough it is until they're in the thick of it. And there's a lot of resources out there to help them when they discover that.
Where do you feel like the entrepreneurial tendencies originated for you?
I don't know because neither of my parents are entrepreneurs. I remember when I was in college, I thought that being a professor would be the best job ever because you could just geek out on one thing all day and get paid for it. And then later I found out that you could build something and then geek out on that one thing, but it's like your thing instead of just being an expert in one subject. And that is what's really fun to me about being an entrepreneur is I get so excited about whatever I'm working on that I felt like when I was an employee at other places, there's like a ceiling. So being an entrepreneur, there's also, of course, the risk, which is why not everybody does it. But I've been really grateful so far to be doing well. And I'm just addicted to, I always say it feels like gambling. And I don't gamble actually at all. I don't know how to gamble any game at all. Good because I probably would like it if I tried. But it feels like what I think it feels like to gamble of being so excited to try something and then you try it and it works and you scale it is so fun for me. And if it doesn't work, then you can figure out why it didn't work and try it again, or find someone that's already done it that knows how this works and ask them how to do it. And there's a lot of different resources to pay people for their time to just figure out what works.